Alright, well I'm going to try to do something a little different with the sawmill here. You know, I've been jacking it up on these pavers, and that's great for a quick fix, but they, you know, they're all different heights, and they all move independently, which is a real problem. I mean, these here, you guys maybe can't see them moving, but I can move those with my foot right now. There's no weight on those at all. They've sunk in the mud just a little bit, and I'm having a hard time keeping my deck to ever stay level because all these feet want to move and sink a little bit. So what I'm going to try to do instead, obviously long-term solution would be a concrete pad, that'd be best, but I'm going to try to work with what I got on hand for right now. So what I'm going to try to do today is saw out some cants. I've got these two 9-foot logs that are both about, I don't know, 10-inch diameter, maybe. These two here. And I'm going to try to split them in half, basically flatten a little bit off each side, and then split them in half so that each one is roughly 5 inches thick, 4 inches thick, whatever. But just going to make long beams. And unfortunately I can't make a beam the full length of the sawmill, but I can at least make beams that are long enough that one beam will span 1, 2, 3 feet. So each beam will support 3 feet instead of each block supporting 1 foot. So hopefully it'll tie it a little better, plus it'll put the load-bearing weight all the way across the ground, not just this 1 square foot, it'll be the full length. So hopefully that improves a little bit. That's the plan anyway. So the first step is to get those two split, squared up. I'm gonna get all this stuff out of the way, maybe get all this out of the way, just kind of clean up everything. I might even, not decided yet, I don't have too much time. I might actually break the whole sawmill down. That's probably what I need to do. So the first step for that, anyway, is going to be to get these beams sawed out, and then the sawmill can go out of commission while I work on it. That's the plan. Okay, so I got my 4 half beams here, whatever you want to call them. The split cants, I don't know what you want to call them, but they are what they are. One log was a little bit smaller than the other, so one of them is cut basically 4.5 thick, and the other two are 4.25. Not a problem. The adjustment in the feet can easily make up for that. But I'm going to try something here. This may be stupid, so I'm going to make sure I try to catch it on film. But what I'm going to try to do actually is go ahead and lay the beams out, or get them close, and then I'm going to try to reach right in here with my forks, which is in the middle of the middle track section. I'm going to roll the saw head forward so all the weight is right there, and see if I can't pick the whole daggum thing up in one lift. The saw head itself is, it's maybe 700 or 800 pounds. I can't remember for sure. The beam sections are super light, actually. So my only concern is whether or not really the tractor can pick it all up. And then the question of when I do pick it up, of course, it's going to put tension on these bolt connections, but there's 4 bolts total per connection, plus where the track rod goes together. So I think it'll be okay. I'm going to at least give it a shot. But my plan is to pick the whole sawmill up in one lift and just move it back a couple of feet to put it on the new beams. That's the idea. This ground here doesn't look good. It is muddy and mucky, but it has a solid base under it, so I'm not worried about that. It's gonna squish and settle a little bit, but I'll be able to take it out with the leveling feet, and I'll be able to actually manage it through the leveling feet, unlike right now where I can't really control anything with every single stack of pavers wanting to move. So let me get it set up here, kind of laid out, and then we'll see if it works. Alright, well, so far it sucks. It's just nasty mud. I knew I'd have to get into it, I just didn't want to. So the beams are laid out roughly. I'm gonna grab the tape measure up there and figure out exactly how wide they need to be, and then we'll try to make this pick. Okay, so surprisingly, the beams are actually already in the right spacing, which they've got a pretty broad flat top, so you know you had some wiggle room. But yeah, they were spot on, didn't actually have to move many at all. I've gone ahead and rolled the saw head to the middle beam section. I don't have any way to really lock it in that section, but as long as everything picks up level, it shouldn't really have any incentive to roll anywhere. I've gone ahead and lowered it all the way down just to try to reduce how top heavy it might be. And I've stood up all my stops because I've had those fall down before when I'm trying to move the track and then it wants to bend and get wedged and everything else. So yeah, let's give this a shot and see if we can't make this one. Quite pick it up, but I think we can make it work. we're centered on them. Yep. Well, you know, the tractor might not have enough muscle to do it, but by God, I was able to lend it a hand. So now it's all sorts of catawampus, obviously. So now I got to get my big wrenches and run all these feet back and forth to get it leveled up. But like I said, there should be enough play in the feet that I can get that done. If not, I may have to put a brick under 1 foot here or there or whatever. But the biggest objective here was getting it on beams for better weight disbursement. Whatever. Spreading the load. So yeah, now we'll get it leveled up.
Let's go with weight distribution on that one.
Well, I just figured I'd make a little update here. I finally got the deck leveled enough, leveled with just a 6 foot bubble level, framers level, whatever you want to call it. Have not put a laser on it yet. I know it's not 100%, but it is very difficult to get this thing absolutely dead level. I don't know if mine's just a little bent or what's going on, but it seems like I can never get it just quite right. But by God, I got it pretty good. And I've actually run the first log on it since leveling, and it is 100% better than it was. This is a relatively small log, but I managed to get three true 2x6s out of it. You see a little bit of wane on that one, but they are clean, clear. There's no major wavers. The blade's a little dull, so it kind of humped around a couple of knots, but that just happens. It's not like it was before where it was cutting thick and thin because the track was so out of level. So anyway, I've got it shored up and leveled up and at least tested good once. Of course, now the battery's dead on the Sawmill, which, you know, if it ain't one thing, it's another. The battery's dead, and I jump started it off the tractor and left it running the entire time I did that first log and thought, okay, that's probably good enough. So I shut it off, and then I went for a drive to get this log, and I had the jumper cables wrapped around the brush guard on the tractor, and of course they fell off, and I ran over them, and they managed to get ripped in half in doing that, and now the battery's still dead. So, a horrible end to an otherwise happy video, because now I can't jump start the sawmill to get it going again, and all I want to do is keep sawing. Oh, what an idiot. I don't even know why I try. I think I'm going to give up on trying to be a farmer. Anyway, see if I can't figure something out with these jumper cables, I guess. But just want to give you that little wrap up on sawing the beams. You can see I still had to use the pavers to shore it up just because the ground was so unlevel underneath, but definitely a lot better now than it was before.